As I told you, we are going to talk about building regulations and permits. First of all, there is a client who has the potentiality, the dream of putting up a mansion or a country home somewhere. Then we have to build from his dream or her dream. Then the second person there in that chain is the engineer. Basically, a structural engineer. Who is a structural engineer? Structural engineer is that person with the qualifications. First of all, with the qualifications. Who is going to put up that client's dream onto ground? So a structural engineer, when the client gets a dream of putting up a mansion, then he engages the structural engineer. Then from the structural engineer, there comes an architect. So from the view, from that perspective over the client and the structural engineer, that I want this, I want this, this is what we are going to do, this is how we can do it. Then the structural engineer brings in an architect. An architect, he just puts the views of the client and the structural engineer onto paper. We basically know about them, about architects as people who draw plans. Yes, we are talking about a plan. In the first case, it was an idea, then it was broken down between the client and the structural engineer. Then the architect puts it on paper. Then the architect puts it on paper. Then he produces a plan. At this stage, the client, this goes to the clients in most cases. When we reach this stage of bringing in an architect, now he's doing his work. But this person is not supposed to do work alone. There has to be engagement. There has to be that connection between him and the structural engineer. That's why in most cases, these structural engineers, they have their own architects. Those who understand them, those who can cooperate, because they are in some cases where an architect can do something unapplicable on ground. Yes, it is there, we have seen. So when he doesn't bring in the structural engineer, you may end up having a plan which cannot be put on ground. Yes, that's why in plans, in some cases, in fact not some cases, many cases, there has to be some changes as in when you're building. What is on paper is far different to what is on ground. Not because the structural engineer is trying to change the plan, but because what was drawn is not applicable on ground. That's why these people have to be in contact. We go back to our building permits. So at that stage of the architect, then we are going to start getting permits. When you bring in the architect, then the permits have to come in there and there. So we are going to see about the permits, the building permits. Then building permits. What are building permits? You know, in Uganda today, most especially in this is more common in town councils and districts, municipalities. We don't follow these regulations as in getting the permits. But as of now, tuyinza okugamba nti kiyinza okuyisaawo, but later on kiyinza okukola ki, it may affect you. It is like these people who are putting up hand dug boreholes. Those, because now every home which has potential is digging up its hand dug what? Borehole over well oluzi kakati. But it is recommended that putting up that well, you have to get a permit from national water. Yes, it has to give you permit to put it there, because today you may put it and you are successful, tomorrow things may change. So that's why these building permits come in. Maybe in cities like Kampala and some serious municipalities. Yes, like around Kampala metropolitan, it's where these permits are commonly acquired. So we are going to talk about how building permits fees determined. Yes, how do they determine these fees for building permits? As I told you that in municipalities, cities, first of all cities, municipalities, town councils, then and districts, they have different rates of giving out these permits.